I've always been the girl no one notices. I sit in the back of every class, my headphones on, drowning out the world with music. The cafeteria is my personal hell. I eat alone, scrolling through my phone to avoid the awkwardness of sitting by myself. My so-called friends only talk to me when they need something. Notes for a class they skipped, a ride to a party they didn't invite me to. Even my mom doesn't see me. All she sees is her disappointment that I'm not studying accounting like she wanted. "Music won't pay the bills, Mia," she says every time we talk. But music? That's where I feel alive. Too bad no one else seems to care. It was 2 a.m., and I was supposed to be studying for my midterms. Instead, I was sitting on my bed, strumming my guitar and humming a melody that had been stuck in my head for days. Jess, my roommate, and only real friend, was half asleep on the top bunk.
That's actually really good.
I laughed it off, but something about her words stuck with me. Maybe, just maybe, I wasn't as invisible as I thought. The next day, I played the song for Mr. Daniels, my music teacher.
It breaks, my spirit burns. I won't break, I won't back down. I'll build my wings when I hit the ground. Rise and shine, the world is called.
You've got something special, Mia. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
It was the first time anyone had acknowledged my talent. I couldn't shake the feeling that it was too good to be true. I mean, who was I kidding? I was just a girl with a guitar and a dream. Later that day, I found myself in the cafeteria, sitting alone as usual. I was scrolling through my phone, trying to ignore the laughter and chatter around me, when I heard someone say my name. I looked up to see Tyler, the campus cool guy, smirking at me.
"Hey, Mia, I heard you're the next big thing. When's your album dropping?"
The whole table burst out laughing. I felt my face flush with embarrassment, but I forced a smile and pretended not to care. Inside, though, I was screaming. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying Tyler's words in my head, wondering if he was right. Maybe I was just fooling myself. Maybe I wasn't cut out for this. But then I remembered what Mr. Daniels had said, and I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, I had what it took. One morning as I sat in class, Tyler, the campus cool guy, was mocking me again, his voice loud enough for everyone to hear.
"Did you guys hear Mia's song? I mean, it's cute and all, but let's be real. She's not going anywhere with that."
The class erupted in laughter, and I felt my face burn. I kept my head down, pretending to focus on my notebook, but the words stung. I wanted to disappear, to melt into the floor and never come back. But then I had a voice. I turned to see Ethan, the guy from my music class, giving me a sympathetic look.
"Don't let them get to you. They're just jealous."
I nodded, but his words didn't make the sting any less painful. As the class dragged on, I couldn't focus. All I could think about was Tyler's words and the laughter that followed. Was he right? Was I just fooling myself? That night, Jess noticed. She took one look at my face and knew something was wrong.
What happened?
Tyler happened. He was mocking my song in front of the whole class.
Tyler is an idiot. He's just mad because no one's paying attention to him for once.
I wanted to believe her, but it was hard. The laughter, the whispers, the judgment, it all felt like too much. What if he's right? What if I'm just wasting my time?
Mia, you're not wasting your time. You're amazing, and one day, everyone in that room is going to wish they were you.
Her words were comforting, but they didn't erase the doubt that had taken root in my mind. I couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, I wasn't cut out for this. The pressure was insane. I was skipping classes to make it to recording sessions, staying up all night to finish assignments, and living off instant ramen because I couldn't afford real food. My grades started slipping, and my advisor called me in to have a serious talk.
"You can't keep chasing this dream at the expense of your education. What's your backup plan?"
I didn't have one, and that terrified me. It was Sunday night, and I was dreading the weekly family dinner. My mom had been texting me all week, asking when I was coming home. I knew she just wanted to lecture me about my irresponsible life choices, but I couldn't avoid her forever. When I walked into the house, the smell of roasted chicken filled the air. My mom was in the kitchen, stirring a pot of gravy, while my little brother, Max, was setting the table.
Hey, Mia, I heard your song on the radio.
What?
Yeah, it was playing at the mall yesterday. I told everyone it was my sister.
I felt a rush of pride, but it was quickly overshadowed by my mom's disapproving glare.
You're wasting your time with that music nonsense? When are you going to focus on your real future?
I took a deep breath, trying to keep my cool. Music is my real future, Mom. It's what I love.
Love doesn't pay the bills, Mia. You need a stable career, not some pipe dream.
The rest of the dinner was tense. Max tried to lighten the mood by telling jokes, but my mom's words hung over me like a dark cloud. When I finally left, I felt more determined than ever to prove her wrong. The next day, I found myself in the library, trying to catch up on all the work I'd missed. I was surrounded by stacks of textbooks and notebooks, but my mind kept drifting to the song I'd been working on. I couldn't help it. Music was the only thing that made me feel alive. I was supposed to be studying, not playing around. As I sat staring at a blank page in my notebook, I heard someone say my name. I looked up to see Ethan.
Hey, you look like you could use a break.
I'm so behind, I don't know how I'm going to catch up.
You'll figure it out. You're stronger than you think.
His words were comforting, but they didn't make the mountain of work in front of me any less daunting. Later that night, I found myself in the studio, recording a new song. I was exhausted, but I couldn't stop. And I was determined to prove that I had what it took. But as I sang, I could hear the strain in my voice. I was pushing myself too hard, and it was starting to show. When I finally got back to my dorm, Jess was waiting for me. She took one look at me and shook her head.
You're killing yourself for this. You need to take care of yourself.
But I didn't know how to stop. Music was the only thing that made me feel alive, and I couldn't let it go. My friends threw a party but didn't invite me. I found out through social media. When I confronted them, they said I'd changed and was too into myself. I realized then that they never really cared about me. They just liked having someone to look down on. It hurt, but it also freed me. I didn't need their approval anymore. I performed at a small campus event, my first real gig. I was nervous, but Jess and Ethan were there to cheer me on. Tyler and his friends heckled me from the crowd.
They called me a shadow, my voice too small. Invisible walls, no one heard my call. Dreams in my pockets, weighed down by doubt. But fire inside couldn't be put out.
But I pushed through. When the audience erupted in applause, I felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe I could do this after all. Ethan texted me late one night.
There's an open mic at the Rusty Bean tomorrow. You should come.
I hesitated. I hadn't performed in front of a live audience since my first gig, and the thought of getting on stage again made my stomach churn. But Ethan's next text sealed the deal.
You've got this. I'll be there.
The Rusty Bean was a cozy little coffee shop on the edge of campus. I took a deep breath, and then I saw Ethan in the crowd, giving me a thumbs up. The song was one I'd written about feeling invisible, about wanting to be seen. As I sang, the room fell silent.
Rise up, let the world see from the quiet.
When I finished, the applause was deafening. I felt a rush of adrenaline I hadn't felt in weeks. Later that day after the show, Ethan met me to compliment me.
You were amazing. I told you you've got this.
Thank you very much. I smiled, feeling a flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, I could do this after all. A record label reached out, offering me a contract. I was ecstatic. I signed the deal anyway, despite all dis. For the first time, I was choosing myself. The label pushed me to release more music, but I was creatively drained. I skipped classes to meet deadlines, and my grades plummeted. One night, Jess found me crying.
You're killing yourself for this. You need to take care of yourself.
But I didn't know how to stop. I collapsed from exhaustion and ended up in the hospital, and I started to doubt myself, but Ethan visited me and told me I was stronger than I thought.
You've come this far. Don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you you're not enough.
I wrote a powerful song about resilience and self-worth. The label wanted to change it, but I refused to compromise my vision. When I released it, the response was overwhelming. People connected with the message. And this time, the comments weren't just from strangers on the internet. My classmates started coming up to me saying how much the song meant to them. The label greenlit a music video for my new single. It was my first time on a professional set, and I was nervous.
I walked the night through storms and rain. No map to guide, no ease for pain. They laughed and said I'd lose my way, but I kept walking every day. I fought for my dreams with fire in my soul, paid the price to climb and take control. Through the shadows I found my gleam, 'cause nothing stops a heart that dreams.
When I watched the playback, I saw myself. Not the girl who used to hide in the back of the class, but someone strong, someone who had fought for her dreams. It was surreal.
A broken path, a fading track, but I just screamed and broke the air. Made the world know I'm still there. Every fall was just a test, pushing harder, giving my best. The stars are closer than they seem when you're chasing a fearless dream. I fought for my dreams with fire in my soul, paid the price to climb and take control. Through the shadows I found my gleam, 'cause nothing stops a heart that dreams. Every fall was just a test, pushing harder, giving my best. The stars are closer than they seem when you're chasing a fearless dream. I fought for my dreams with fire in my soul, paid the price to climb and take control. Through the shadows I found my gleam, 'cause nothing stops a heart that dreams.
My mom attended one of my concerts for the first time. We argued backstage, but I stood my ground. This is who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for it. For the first time, she didn't argue back. Instead, she hugged.
I'm proud of you.
It was all I'd ever wanted to hear. I was invited to perform on a national TV show. I was terrified of failing on such a big stage, but Jess and Ethan were there to remind me how far I'd come. When I stepped out under the bright lights and heard the crowd cheer, I knew I belonged there.
Through the dark, I'll face the fight.
My performance was a showstopper, and I gained millions of new fans. I graduated college, balancing my diploma in one hand and a microphone in the other. It wasn't the path I'd planned, but it was mine. Jess, Ethan, and Mr. Daniels cheered me on from the audience, and for the first time, I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be. I released an album that told my story, from the invisible girl to the star I'd become. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. And that's what mattered. My music inspired others to chase their dreams no matter the odds. And as I stood on stage, looking out at the crowd, I realized something. I wasn't invisible anymore. I was finally seen. The crowd was cheering, the lights were blinding, and the music was pulsing through me.
A shadow, my voice too small. Invisible walls, no one heard my call. Dreams in my pockets, weighed down by doubt. But fire inside couldn't be put out. Allow me to rise up, let the world see. From the quiet girl to who you're meant to be. No more fading, no more hiding away. I found my light and I'm here to stay.
This was it, the moment I'd been working towards for so long. And as I sang, I realized that I wasn't just singing for them, I was singing for me. For the girl who used to sit alone in the cafeteria, for the girl who was told she'd never make it, for the girl who refused to give up. This was my moment, and I was going to make it count.
I'm ready to fly. Hold me, rise up, let the world see. From the whispers to a lifelong symphony. No more fading, no more walking astray. Out on my stage and I light the way. They said I couldn't, but I rewrote their lines. Found magic hidden between the signs. For every note that tried to drag me down, I built a throne and I'll wear my crown. Oh, me, I'll rise high, your star shines clear. From the silent girl to the one they cheer. No more shadows, no more nights. The world sees me now and I burn so bright.
Did you enjoy the video? If you enjoy the story, hit subscribe and turn the notification bell so you will never miss a new video. Drop the comment to let us know what you think. Thanks for watching and see you in the next post.